I want to get your opinion on something. We talk a lot about women needing to get married and men being the prize, and we have all these products, me included, for women who are looking to date seriously and get married. But you know what? You know what the missing conversation is? Men. When I think about it, men really need to be focused on getting married more than women. I know you say, well, why is that the case? Because when you really think about it, single men, as they get older, actually have worse health outcomes. Did you know that married men are happier, healthier, and wealthier when they aggregate the data? That means when they put it all together and they take all married men, they compare them around men the same age, same sex, same gender, who are single. Married men are in general happier, healthier, and wealthier. Now, of course, there are exceptions and outliers to that rule, but what it shows is that marriage really does benefit us as men. And all these podcasts of single men who are in either no relationship or had dysfunctional relationships, I think it's really have men in the wrong direction. I think it's misconstrued the reality of what's going on. Married men get married for a reason, brothers. All right, and sisters, like y'all think, oh, where am I find a man? Like, who wants to get married? Like, any man who wants to be happier, healthier, and wealthier, right? In general, right? So think about it. Now, right now, if you're watching this as a single man, you be like, man, I'm not feeling this from Dr. Tart, right? I don't want to marry, right? But do you want relationships? If you're not pro marriage, are you pro relationship? Are you really never, ever, ever going to date a woman again? You're never going to have a relationship. You're just going to have random tryst with women. You're just going to hook up with women. You're never going to have a relationship. Do you really believe that? 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, in your 50s, in your 60s, when you retire, you're never going to settle down? Do you know that puts you in the bottom category, especially if you're an African American male, of life expectancy? I mean, for real, think about the value that a woman brings, right? This is why men stay married. I know you hear the narrative of maybe some men being unhappy in marriage, but most men are happy in marriage. You just don't see them because they're not on Instagram. They're not on Facebook talking about it. You just see them at the ballpark with their sons and daughters. You see them at dance recitals. You see them on marriage retreats. You see them in church. You see them with their ring on at dinner. You get what you see them on the golf course, right? You see them having fun, right? You see them on dates. All right. That's the majority of men. And the older you get, it's going to be more the majority. Who really wants to be an old, lonely man? Now, if you're single and happy, I'm not knocking you, brother. I'm not saying that marriage is for everyone. It is not. Some of you are not equipped to get married. Some of you have been too hurt to give it a shot. Some of you have too many trust issues, but you have to get over those anyway because you're never going to have a relationship. And then some of you are just, marriage is not for you and you're going to be fine, right? But you're going to have to take care of yourself. So when we start looking at it, brothers, this is a plea, man. I really want you to start working on your relationship skills, really getting serious, pull away from these podcasts and look at these brothers. Like, when we look at probably the podcast father, may he rest in peace, Kevin Samuels, look at how he passed. May he rest in peace. Look at how he passed, right? And so when we look at it, like, man, how he passed, I don't want that to be me. I don't want it to be health concerns, s- uh, excessive energy drinks, right? With a random woman, a wife would have been on top of that. So, hey, babe, you need to come off these energy drinks. You need to eat better. You need to pivot your podcast and pivot your platform in a different way that doesn't cause you so much stress and so much anxiety. And you don't have to prove anything. You don't have to take all these supplements that raise your heartbeat that cause you to have a heart attack, or whatever the cause of death was. You can just be here with me, and we can be chill. And we can have a meaningful life together. We can work through whatever issues we have. We don't have to chase younger women and drink all these energy drinks and have a heart attack in the midst of intimacy. I mean, it's really sad, right? And so I don't want that to be you, brothers. I'm not saying you're gonna die that way. I'd never wish that on anyone. And I'm sad that happened to Kevin. The reality is, though, is that it's a different lifestyle when you get married. Think about it. I'm gonna break this down really quickly. Wealth, probably two incomes, probably two retirements, probably two IRAs. If you're wealthy, two investment portfolios. If I'm being honest, two um parents, if they pass, sending money down, legacy, right? That's wealth. I'm just being honest. If one of you wants to go to school or pursue something as a couple, this is what power couples do. Hey, I'm gonna go for this. You hold this down. I'm gonna go and buy this business that could 10x, 20x, 100x. Right? I mean, those brothers and sisters who get with these big time, investors, and we have a lot of them in Atlanta who do extremely well. You know who you are, that just hit the jackpot on buying these businesses, or you go buy a laundromat that brings in $50,000, $60,000 a year. Y'all know. All right. So that's wealth, right? You're gonna miss out on that opportunity, or you have to do it all on your own. Brothers, let's be real. That's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of pressure. And I'm way up here, man. Some of my brothers, some of y'all just trying to make ends meet. Some of y'all don't even have a retirement account. You get what I'm saying? And so you combine wealth. What about health? Man, your wife is going to look out for you. She's going to make sure you're not eating all that pork. You're not eating all that beef. You're not drinking all that alcohol. You know the truth about vaping and weed, smoking. All of it's bad for you. Forget the marketing. It's bad for you, right? When you look at the long-term outcomes, your libido is going to start going down. You're going to start losing testosterone. Health's going to be overweight, obese, stressed, not going to be able to perform in the bedroom. You're going to have cancer scare. You're going to have gastric bypass, gastrointestinal problems. It might have to get your gallbladder removed, or go through a round of chemo. I'm just saying, y'all, like, all this stuff is coming. And if you have a wife that's there who's like, babe, let's eat better. Let's balance this thing out. Let's go. The things wives do. Or maybe you don't know. Let's go talk to this fitness coach. Let's talk to your primary care physician. Let's try this new healthy, water, all this kind of stuff that wives do to preserve not only their husband, but their families. So you're healthier, and your wife is making sure you go to the doctor, right? Single men, I know, haven't been to the doctor in 5-6 years. There's no one pressuring them to go. And then you're happier, because loneliness, if you're lonely, I mean, like, you get to a point, and I see a lot of men in this practice, right? And older men come in and say, look, it's time for me to settle down. I need to work on my fidelity issues. I need to work on my financial issues. I need to work on my communication skills. I need to work on my ability to communicate, because I can't be single, man. This is awful, right? I want what my married brothers have now. I want the picture in the pajamas on the holidays. I want to go to the ballpark. I want to be going to Greece and Jamaica and Costa Rica. And shoot, I even take Hilton Head, right? With someone I care about, who's a friend I can do life with and talk about my dreams and ambitions. So you're happier. And what we know from the research is that if you report feeling lonely, you increase your mortality rate by 29%. 29%. Depression increases 50 doubles, actually. Doubles, right? Chances of stroke, 29% greater. You get what I'm saying? If you're older, chance of dementia, 50% greater. Why? You don't have anyone there to have stimulation to talk. And if you read the book Ikigai, it talks about this Japanese community where they keep they have 100. People live to 100. Centenarians and super centenarians, they live to 100, 100 plus. That they're around their families, right? They keep them connected. So it's nothing for a great grandpa to live in the same house with his great grandson, great granddaughter, right? They keep their communities connected. Why? Being around people helps you live. It gives you, when they say having kids makes you young, being around your family makes you young, right? And if you don't have family, you don't have a connection, you don't have someone to go home to and share your life with, you're in a world of trouble. So my brothers, I hope you feel my heart, that it is heartfelt. It is not judgmental. I am not saying that married men are superior to single men. I just want you to simply think about, in your own life, can you really go through life being single with random women and the relationships end because you can't commit? All right, my brothers, I love you. God bless. I want you to get serious about commitment, fidelity in marriage. God bless.